Hey, everybody, welcome back. Netflix in trouble? Losing subscribers. Not the giant it once was, but we knew that was going to happen with Disney Plus and HBO Max and Amazon Prime and Apple and all that stuff, and now they're changing strategy. They're going to add some ads to the platform now. You're going to stop sharing passwords. So much happening with Netflix for sure. Matt and Ben are doing another movie together. We're going to talk about that. Liam Neeson. I think he might be a liar. And then there's something else that we're talking about. Disney and some other shit. So that's the show today. And I got Kate, I got Steph, and it's going to be a hell of a show. I'm excited for it. And if you haven't already, look, I'm so excited. Look at this. Look at this new graphic. Do me a favor and subscribe.
Yes.
Hit the notification button. Hit the like button. Do all that, will you? Please. It helps. It helps the show tremendously. And if you didn't know this already, Sith Council will no longer have its own podcast feed. It will be on this podcast feed. So if you listen to the big thing on podcast feed, you will also have Sith Council now added to that audio feed. So putting it all in one show, Sith Council will essentially be an extension of the big thing. It'll just be our Star Wars show. So, all right, Steph Sabra, Kate Mulligan. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for the big thing. Let's get at it. Welcome back, everybody. Big thing. All right. So there is some stuff to talk about, and in order to talk about it, I got some people to talk about it with me. And the first, Steph Sabra. Look at that face.
I was shredding the Northman.
I like that. Do it.
Hey, I missed you guys.
I miss you too. And then there she is.
Yeah.
What's funny is that today,
like jizz face on her.
well, this will be a very special episode for everybody because this will be the first episode ever. Like from now on, this will always be your avatar in the bottom there. So like, even though this is the day that you're wearing that outfit, it'll always be there.
Oh wait, that's always gonna be mine.
It's always gonna be your avatar.
Oh shite!
Yeah,
I should have retaken it.
Yeah.
I didn't even
Never
know.
a chance. Well, now we got
I
it.
feel really happy.
You feel heard.
I feel a little tricked into our consent.
That's okay. All right, so we did this on Sith Council, but Steph and I decided we're going to try to do this game here.
Okay.
I want to see if Kate can guess, and the audience, if you didn't listen to Sith Council, then you can try to guess also what is being said here. Let's see if you can guess, and put it in the premiere when you're watching it, and if you know it, here we go.
You told me your title.
Kate.
You told me to Argyle.
No. Okay, that's
Not far.
You're going to have 10 guesses.
Okay.
You told me your title.
You told me you are Kyle.
Nope. You got to try to really get it.
Okay, I am trying. Okay, well, that's a bummer because that was a real guess.
Yeah, I thought that was.
All right.
That was good.
So here we go.
You told me your title.
You told me to.
Go away from told.
You told me to Argyle.
You love Argyle. Nothing to do with Argyle, nothing to do with toe. All right, here we go.
I don't
You
know.
told me your title.
You tore me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a word. That's a sentence if someone would say.
You tore me.
You tore me, a new
You
asshole.
told me the Argyle.
Oh,
What is the Argyle?
The R.
Jesus.
The guy's name is Guile. You tore me the Argyle.
I'll give you the first two.
Okay.
You show.
That's not at all what that gentleman said.
You show.
You told me your title.
You cho me to. You cho me to.
You show.
You cho. I
Not
know.
cho.
He says
Oh,
cho.
He's saying cho.
He said, you cho me to.
You show me
You show me.
your title.
You told me your title.
No.
It's the Yura. Like he has a double.
Who?
I know.
Who?
Can I tell you where it's from?
Yeah.
High on Crack Street. And he's a drunk.
I'm shocked you couldn't decipher
You
that.
show me the our title.
You told me your title.
Tucker.
I'm the apartment building manager. Are you?
You show
me your title.
You show me your title.
That's where it comes from.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right, much more clear now, isn't it?
It is
Yes.
not.
No.
It
At all.
is.
It is
No.
not at all.
Well, you know what is clear? Netflix is in trouble.
No.
Lots.
Well,
Yeah, man.
how the tables have turned.
But I know, but it's funny because everyone talking about how they were
coming.
They were going to be the king for so long. They were going to be the kings for
first.
so long. The kings. It's not your time yet, guys.
Matt.
Netflix.
Yeah, there we go.
And listen to this because there's so much here
I have a couple predictions,
All right,
too.
let's talk about all this. Netflix shares have taken a hit of almost 25% in after-hours trading after it was reported that the streaming giant lost 200,000 subscribers globally in the first quarter of this year, falling to 221.64 million users. Revealed as part of the company's first quarter 2022 earnings released Tuesday, they also indicated that they expect to lose another 2 million in the current second quarter. These mark the first time they've ever experienced a quarter of subscriber losses in a decade. Wall Street analysts expect Netflix to add 2.8 million new subscribers worldwide in its first quarter. Even internal projections were targeting 2.5 million subscriber additions. So the fact that it lost subscribers has sent a chill down investors' spines. Netflix also reported $7.8 billion in Q1 revenue, up less than 10% from a year ago. In its letter to shareholders, the slowing of revenue growth is ascribed to increased competition, and its released high household penetration, which includes sharing accounts. Recently, it has been testing a surcharge for sharing passwords in 3 Latin American countries as likely prelude to a global effect to crack down the practice, with Netflix estimating more than 100 million global households currently use another household's account, more than 30 million of which is in North America. All right, so that's from the Wall Street Journal, and the report comes from Garth Franklin over at Dark Horizons. A lot to break down here. Kate, you said you had thoughts.
Well, I do. I have lots and lots of friends who work at Netflix, and they are so the compensation rate for lawyers at Netflix versus, I have a couple of friends who are lawyers at Netflix, versus where they came from is so much. It's egregiously higher. Like it's almost like, you know.
You're saying what they pay the lawyers as opposed to who they pay the other people who work there.
No. Meaning, like when my friend worked for NBC Universal,
yes,
and then went over to Netflix.
Oh, they pay more.
They doubled her salary.
Oh, got
okay,
it.
Netflix is basically it's like when a pro football player is in their $30 million a year salary,
right,
and they're buying the houses and the car, and then at some point that ends.
Yeah.
Like I think the spending.
I think that's where Netflix is now.
I think Netflix is going to have to reevaluate. I think it's great to compensate your people, but I think that the way in which they were hiring and the way in which they pay their people.
So you think layoffs are coming?
I would not be surprised, or if downside, so I would not be surprised. I also think this is 200,000 is not a big deal when you have 22 million, right? So it's their first loss.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people, but when they say it's going to be 2.8 million, well, now we're talking it's exponential, right? So to me, I think what's going on here is probably not just the password sharing. I think what you're talking about is that they don't have the content people want.
It is absolutely the competition. The password sharing is the only thing that they can try to do.
Well, that's not us.
No, well, they can try to fix that.
Yeah.
They can try to fix the ad sharing thing. They can try to fix that. They can't fix the competition thing. The only way they can fix it is putting more stuff in. I mean, Steph, what else can they do right now? Because first of all, their subscription price is very expensive now. It's going up tremendously. That's how they are able to pay these lawyers, because you spend so much. But when Netflix was the only game in town really was streaming, meaning when it had just Stranger Things and all that, like, or even House of Cards when it was out, like it was like HBO was cable still.
Right.
The streaming was Netflix, and it was the only game in town really. And now it's got some serious competition. So what can they do? What do you think?
I think that they can do a few things. I think that now their subscription is as much as like HBO is. I'm pretty sure it was the less expensive one. And I think that if they're going to make it more expensive, you have to have either an addition of a franchise that actually does really well for them, that's a movie, or do what HBO Max did with Warner Brothers, where they release their movies straight to HBO and theaters. I think that did wonders for HBO. I think it was done really kind of shitty to the directors and the creators, but my family's gassed on HBO Max dropping Warner Brother movies. I feel like a lot of families probably feel like that, and it keeps us happy with HBO. So I think if they do that, and then I know that they spend a lot of money on red carpets, they should stop doing. They don't need to really do that, because if you have a red carpet for Red Notice, which is a movie that people don't understand why it's getting a sequel, I think that is a lot. I know probably getting The Rock on a carpet is millions of extra dollars too, so I think that doesn't even make sense.
You're saying cut
model.
back on spending a little bit,
but maybe focus on. I think that Netflix has become such a huge library for randomness, as well as
hard to find
great.
Stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to find stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just looking through Twitter, and obviously there's always going to be a go woke, get broke, and that is a big argument. I don't know if there's any validity to that.
Isn't that all streaming services?
Totally, yeah.
Because I just saw something about Halo. They think that the reason Halo isn't working is because of the woke thing. I think it's not working because it's just completely off from what the story was in the video game more than anything else.
Oh yeah.
But a couple things that you said that I want to ask about. So the first part is HBO Max. The subscription is not that much. I think
I just looked up. I pay $12.99 for HBO Max, and I pay
$15 for Netflix. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, Netflix changed their price, so that's why they're going to this ad thing because it's too much. Because the other question I have,
15's too much.
Now you look at something like Peacemaker, right, which did very well. You look at something like Mandalorian, which or any of these Marvel series. Is Netflix maybe behind the doing old school stuff by doing the mass bulk release thing now, and maybe you keep people on your platform if you do Stranger Things week by week as opposed to putting it on one day. I just watched it for Stranger Things and then I dropped my subscription.
Well, I would not be surprised that is what people are doing too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if Stranger Things is on because look, everyone's says about Obi-Wan. Let me fix your camera here for a second because you're a little.
Oh, I can also fix the way I'm sitting.
Let's do that. Just scoot over just a little bit this way. There you go. Perfect. Oh, not
that.
That's
perfect.
That's good. That's good. Your face never looked better.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Sorry. So
for the audio listeners, that was a really good bit.
It was. But the question everyone's talking about how Obi-Wan is going up against Stranger Things right now on May 27th. And they're like, oh my God. So why would they do that? Well, it's only one day that they're really going up against Stranger Things. They're going up that one day. And then if somebody says, I'm just going to watch all of Stranger Things on that day, and then I'll watch Obi-Wan week to week, Obi-Wan's going to win overall because it's got more weeks to do it. Stranger Things will have a bulk and everybody will watch it in bulk, and then maybe someone stops their subscription, and they do that with a lot of their stuff. And I think that even though bulk has become a thing for some people, I remember when Roxy brought it up, and I think that I might have been, when they talked about Mandalorian before it came out, how I would want to watch it. I was like, oh, give me it in bulk. I'm so glad it's not bulk. I think week by week makes it more water cooler. It makes people coming back to the platform more. And I think that might be hurting Netflix also. What do you guys think?
I think that too. Something you said also made me think of the other thing, which is something you always talk about, Kristian, which is the budget for their movies.
Yeah.
What was the budget on Don't Look Up? Wasn't that them?
I don't think it was as much as you think. I bet you it wasn't that. Maybe because of talent costs, but
yeah,
I think
that's what I'm saying. I do feel like their budget on
too
stuff
much,
is
you think?
I just think they're not. I think they're spending as if they're still making.
If they're the only game in town still.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's got to stop. But yeah, I mean, what was the question you asked?
No. I was if you guys thought that by week to week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I also think that the truth is you're talking about franchises that Peacemaker is, Suicide Squad is now an HBO property base or HBO Max thing. You've got Disney and Marvel properties, Star Wars properties over at Disney. What property does Netflix have? They have only their
own original content, which they do have elite original content, like Old Guard, Adam Project. Those are great.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah,
I think that they have a slight marketing problem because I think that they're not getting as many eyes on these massive films as you have on other streaming networks having movies.
And there's too much on the platform.
The platform. I think they probably should change up their algorithm a little bit. Because I'm getting things that don't even make sense to me, and then I just get too stressed out and I can't look.
Yeah, I barely even go on as much anymore. I'm I think that I'm holding out because I have I'm watching Ozark, right? Ozark is something that
Ozark's great.
It's really good, and
Bridgerton.
But that's the same thing. No, I don't watch that one. But Ozark for me, I know. But for Ozark, I'm gonna watch them all probably within 3 or 4 days. And then I probably won't go back to Netflix until Stranger Things.
Rob somebody.
Yeah, right, exactly. But Stranger Things. I mean, I think Better Call Saul. I think is on both Netflix and AMC, right?
Oh, probably.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah.
They have the best stand-up specials still. I think
Netflix. I do think Netflix stand-up specials. That is still, I think, the mark for comedians. Is did you get a Netflix special?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like Santino's talked about that. For whatever reason, he's just not getting.
He didn't
Netflix.
get one?
I don't think he has a Netflix special yet.
It's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, especially because Netflix is different. Where it's not like back in the day, and Andrew Santino is a very funny comedian, so this is not the point I'm making with as far as not being funny, but I think that it's less about the comedy and more about the reach of the audience, I think, when you get specials on Netflix too, because there are tons of internet comedians who are just okay that have Netflix specials.
Yes.
And I think Santino is
beyond that.
Is both.
Yeah.
He's funny. He's got a massive audience.
Yep.
And I don't understand that. Maybe they just don't like him.
I don't know. I mean, the last time I spoke, I think we hadn't had one. But I guess my point too is like, when you are somebody, when you have a Star Wars property, when you have like, if somebody already liked Star Wars, then they will probably be inclined to watch The Mandalorian. Whereas if your thing is Stranger Things, it's not like you have a Stranger Things fan. The person has to watch Stranger Things to become a fan of Stranger Things. Right. So I think like if they also got like some other property that's not, I think they make great original things. But in order to get fans, people have to watch those original things. And if you're somebody that's like, oh, I really liked Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars, then you're probably gonna watch Obi-Wan more than you're gonna watch. Yeah,
well, they need a spinoff series, and they need an idea, like, as Steph was saying, it's like when, for example, like Moon Knight. I know it's on every Wednesday night. Yeah, I know I can get it. It's going to drop at Wednesday every night, like every Wednesday night. So that is why I think that weekly thing helps tremendously, because when did Stranger? Oh, it just dropped today, so you can watch it whenever. And then, okay, what's the next thing you're gonna watch on Netflix? I know, that's a movie with Ryan Reynolds coming out, which seems to be every 4 months is a movie with Ryan Reynolds coming out because they have a deal with him and The Rock.
I don't think those deals did very well for them either.
No,
they were like the first to do massive deals with actors or directors and writers, or with like groupings of like millions, and that's like no one's a big enough star. Like The Rock and Ryan Reynolds are like massive.
Yeah, the movie star doesn't
but
sell
I
tickets.
Wouldn't like go to a network just because you signed a deal with them.
Right. Well, that's the same reason why the movie star doesn't sell movie tickets.
Yeah.
It's like that's not back in the day in the 80s and the 90s. Oh, the new Tom Cruise movie coming out. The new Will Smith movie's coming out. The new this. That's back in the day that could get you back in. Now it's more of Tarantino has a new movie out. Nolan has a new movie coming out. Jordan Peele has a new movie coming out. Like that's the type of stuff that's what gets people in the theaters now. Or there's this new science fiction movie that's coming out. There's this new horror movie that looks really good. And it happens to have The Rock in it. It happens to have that helps, but it doesn't like sell. Like look at Robert Downey Jr. Became a massive movie star again after Iron Man. None of his movies outside of Iron Man did anything.
Right.
Doolittle ate shit. The Judge ate shit. Like all those movies, and he's a great actor. But they're not. People were signing up to see him as Tony Stark. They weren't. And there was still that philosophy of. Or that mentality of, well, they all wanted to see him in that. They're all going to want to see him in this. And that's the audiences, they shifted the idea of what they wanted to see. And it's the same as Steph is saying. I'm not just going to go watch a movie or go sign up because you got The Rock. Now, if you got a particular series that The Rock is in that I really liked off an IP or something that he's going to be in, that could get me there for sure.
The only people that I could think that could do that are creator actors, like the Donald Glovers, the Tina Feys, like Issa Rae's. Those people I might join a network because if I know that they're going to be not only acting in things but creating things that I've liked before.
Right. I mean, and that could potentially get you but even then, they would have to say. And they have a brand new original series that will explore this. Oh, that sounds interesting. I'll go do that. And it's like J.J. Abrams signs a deal with like Warner Brothers, right? It's like J.J. Abrams isn't just gonna. It's like, well, they got J.J. Okay, great. But what is it? Is it a spinoff?
Yeah, I'm not watching everything just because his name's
right.
on it.
Like, what is it? Is it a spinoff of Lost? What is it? And I think this is a whole thing. Like you look at HBO Max with that big report with DC, is that there's a whole shakeup because they plan. Plan is everything. Steph, we talk about it on Sith Council until we're blue in the face about how movies in Star Wars have no plan, and that's ultimately why I think they didn't resonate the way that people wanted to. The television shows inside of Star Wars has a plan. The Penguin series and the Batman has a plan. So that's why people are excited for it. Like if you have a plan, then it makes sense. And I think that Netflix needs to start formulating a plan because they can't just do that. Oh, we're making money hand over fist now because everybody's just coming to our thing. You're not the only game in town. Once Disney started putting that money behind it and HBO Max, HBO said, no, get off cable. Let's put all of the HBO Max was the king. HBO was the king for years.
Yes, of premium cable, absolutely.
And you can see why when you look at
course.
their streaming service, every movie is great.
It's quality.
Every movie that you go to on HBO Max, when you go through, that's the one place that if I'm looking for a movie, normally on Netflix, I will be browsing through Netflix forever and not land on anything. I go to HBO Max, I'm like, oh, it's a 90s movie I haven't seen in a while. Oh shit, the Batman just dropped also. Like, so
Wait,
HBO Max right now.
I
Yeah,
think
it dropped 2 days ago.
Oh,
Yeah. Have you not seen it yet?
I will be back.
Yeah. So like that's
Take over.
but that reaction is my point.
Yeah.
Like, so now you know, like that's right, and it's easy to find. Like when you go there, it's one of the first things, and the same thing with Disney Plus. The shows that they're promoting and I don't know if they're still doing it with Netflix. Netflix had such a crappy way. Like their trailers for their shows aren't even trailers. They're scenes of the movie.
Scenes of the movie. It's deeply annoying to me.
it's
I'm
so
like,
bad.
no,
Because
I'm
if you
just
see the wrong part, I'm not clicking it.
It doesn't tell you what it is either. Sometimes it's like that. What is that? I can't even tell you how many times my wife and I have been on a show in Netflix going, oh, what's this? And there's some random scene. I'm like, I have no idea what that's about.
Yep.
That's not a trailer. That's not anything. And when you have HBO Max or Disney, there's an option for trailer.
Yeah.
And you can watch the trailer of what it is. That is so much more. I think that Netflix set it up for everybody. And it's like, you guys remember TiVo?
Yeah.
Sure.
TiVo is the kind of pioneer of pausing television and doing all of that.
Yep.
And nobody remembers them really, as far as like when you said, oh, yeah. TiVo was the first one. I got a TiVo. I have a TiVo. Everyone stole TiVo's technology. And everybody just overpassed TiVo. No one talks about TiVo anymore.
Yeah.
It's all about, it's just you can just pause your television now. It's just part of technology. It's like you can pause streaming. You can do that's ultimately what led to all this, but nobody talks about it anymore because it got overlapped and you didn't change and you weren't able to capitalize on it. Or maybe they did. Maybe they sold the technology. I don't know. But either way, Netflix has to be careful because by putting all of their shit on one platform with no plan of how to find it, I think you get rid of this whole bulk thing. I think it's an issue.
Yeah.
There really is so much to weed through.
Yeah.
I feel like we always find something much quicker. I'll tell you what else. I think Hulu has really started to come to play also.
Yes,
I feel like
they have. Well, it's also
beyond-
Disney, but that's
beyond
Disney also.
Disney.
Oh, right. I always had Hulu before.
But no, Hulu rocks.
Like, Hulu's
I
got some-
love Hulu.
Yeah, but Hulu, Disney owns Hulu and ESPN.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
so that's why you can get those
The
bundle
only
packages.
reason why, though, I feel like Hulu, at least for me, is more user friendly is because they don't have, like, they only come out with a certain number of shows, and usually,
Right.
like, they're really good shows.
Yeah.
Really good.
But I know exactly what I'm looking for as soon
Yep.
as I get to
Yeah,
the app.
they give it to you like the
Yeah.
Dropout, right? If I want to Dropout is a
Yes.
show I wanted to watch, and I'm like, I don't have to search all
It's
over
right
the place
there.
to find
It's
it.
right there.
It's there in the section.
Yep.
I feel like I'm
Amazon.
about to make your life easier. Maybe I'm wrong. Do you pay for Hulu and Disney separate?
Well, I got the Disney deal when Disney Plus came out because I was a Disney movie subscriber.
So you got that for the full year?
I
Like,
got it for 3 years
Oh.
for something like $100. I mean, it was
Oh,
something
cheap.
absurd.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you can because
But when that's up, then I'll bundle.
you can bundle
Yeah.
ESPN, Hulu, and
Yeah.
all at the same
And
for
also,
cheap.
Hulu is who I have some Showtime through.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And like, look, with Amazon Prime and Apple now coming to do some more stuff, it's
Yeah,
like
Apple shows are so good right now.
there's only so much because now that's what it's cable now. It's not cable. Cable is a dinosaur, right? This is how people take in their stuff now. It's like it has
also
surpassed
wild
it.
because when we were cable cutters before there was a term
Yeah.
for it, because we're like, oh, we can't pay $100. We're definitely paying $100
Yeah.
a month right now for
Easily.
all of our various
Oh,
streaming
I have
services.
Easily, but-
It's like wild.
But when you look at
But
the
I
amount,
want it all.
right? Because that's the thing. Because of the stuff that you had before, you didn't feel like it was worth it when you had 97 channels on cable paying $150 a month.
Totally.
When you're like, okay, I only really pay. I barely watch. I watch HBO. I don't watch
So
Showtime
many
as much.
bad
Too
channels.
Reels. But now each service is like its own cable.
Yeah.
So so you're basically paying for each one of them. That's why it's like, okay, well, I can't miss that show. I can't miss that. And so that's why when we talked about this with streaming, that it was going to happen where eventually for people who can't do all of it, they're going to have to pick and choose like which ones they want.
Yep.
And that's why Netflix, by beefing up their prices, that hurts. And I think that's why this other report, this is a very Netflix-heavy episode today, obviously, and Netflix is also planning to roll out less expensive advertising-supported plans, AVOD, alongside its subscription plans, the SVOD. So here's what they say. As part of some of the not-so-great results as part of the company's quarterly earnings call Tuesday, Netflix CEO Reed Hastings revealed the company will be examining what those plans will look like over the next year or two. And Hastings, who has been adamantly against adapting an AVOD strategy, has now warmed up to the idea. Those who have followed Netflix know that I have been against the complexity of advertising and a big fan of the simplicity of subscription. But as much as I am a fan of that, I'm a bigger fan of consumer choice. And allowing consumers who would like to have a lower price and an advertising tolerant what they want makes a lot of sense. Hastings also adds the fact that AVOD tiers have been embraced by its competitors like HBO, Disney, Hulu, which has led to the company changing its thinking as the model has shown to work for its competitors. That's the truth of it, by the way.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it. Don't give me this whole thing, I realize that there's consumers. No, because if the consumers were making a stink about it and you didn't have any competition, you wouldn't be saying shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Hastings adds adds that when Netflix does launch an ad-backed tier, it would do so as a publisher without data tracking and ad matching that some competitors are embracing. The news will come to music as to the ears of various top marketers who have been pushing for the streaming giant to let them advertise on their service. Okay, so a lot there. Obviously, the last part of that is very important. If you are now Snickers or hell, freaking vacuum cleaners,
I am both of those.
You're both.
Things. I am both.
So
I'm a Snicker vacuum cleaner.
Netflix is taking ads now. You get on, do it. Netflix is taking ads. Stranger Things, do it, quick. They're gonna make their money back there.
100% they will.
Yeah, absolutely they will. And I
I'm
think
not saying they'll make 100% of their money back.
no,
I'm
but they're
saying,
gonna make money.
Of course,
back.
they're gonna make
yes.
money.
And I will tell you right now that I will probably go down to that tier when that comes out because I don't want to pay $15 for Netflix because I barely watch it, but I keep it because I don't want to sign back up when Ozark comes out, and I got Stranger Things. I keep it for now.
Also, the other thing I will say is that
Kids,
my kids,
Disney
Plus,
Disney and
definitely is the
Paramount Plus
cornerstone.
because they have all Nickelodeon.
Well, this is what else I was going to say. I do wonder too, like how Paramount getting the NBC library back from Netflix has affected. Like Dickie would never get rid of Netflix when it had The Office on it, but now he's like, we could get rid of Netflix.
Because Paramount has it now. Oh, you mean Peacock has it?
Peacock, sorry.
Peacock.
I'm sorry. Why did I say Paramount?
I know.
I'm sorry.
I'm now considering getting Peacock. I saw 2 episodes
cheap,
of
too.
Fresh Prince on the plane, and I was like,
really
"Why are
good,
they making
right?
It's excellent."
That's what I heard. I heard it's really
wait,
good.
Bel
The new one.
Air?
Yeah, Bel
Bel
Air.
Air.
Okay,
Yeah, I
you
heard
said
you-
Fresh
you
Prince,
said
and I was
Fresh
like,
Prince.
yeah. I was like, that's great, isn't it? How did you never see that?
I
Okay,
know, no, it's
Bel
one of the
Air,
best
it's
shows of all time.
it's-
But this is a great show.
Apparently, it's really good.
I've heard this. I heard that it was really good too.
It is.
But Peacock is cheap, by the way. That's why I keep.
I know.
Peacock.
I
It's
think
like
I think I'm
$6
gonna
or
do
something.
it. I think I'm gonna do it.
Without, see, because Mama
think
can't. We can't do ads.
You can't.
I
See, you
can't do
can't do the
ads.
ads. See, I don't
No,
mind the
same.
ads. No, but I think that
I
I
will
do.
get
I think
rich
I
and
think I
pay.
have. I think I have
Same.
limited ads because when I watch movies, I don't get any ads.
Okay.
But I really like Paramount Plus, right? I watched Jackass the other day recently.
Oh my God, that movie rocks.
It's so funny. I still haven't seen Scream. I'm gonna watch Scream, but
Then you get the Nickelodeon library on that too.
that's what I mean. So
Yeah.
that's if you
Oh.
right now, if you're like you have to get rid of Netflix, would your kids care? No, because my youngest Paramount Plus, Disney, and HBO Max for Sesame Street. That's
I can't lose Pokemon and Bakugan.
Oh, see?
I can't. I mean, that's
That's nothing like and Coco Melon you can find on YouTube.
wow.
Yeah, so it's the kids stuff. HBO Max is now
Paw Patrol.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. Yeah, it's
It's
the
got
Nickelodeon
everything.
Library.
Bubble Guppies, all this shit.
Yep.
Like I'm telling you, it's like
We never had Nickelodeon, so the boys don't even know.
They don't even know.
Ironically, Nickelodeon bought our house for us because
It's hilarious.
Dickie worked
Oh,
at
I love
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon so much.
Well,
Yeah, but I'm
good.
telling you.
Everybody watched the Thundermans and Dangers for us.
Yes. Oh, there's another, but my oldest
Danger
watches
Force.
Nickelodeon also though too. It's
Yeah.
still watches all of Henry Danger and all
Great.
that stuff.
So then tell her to watch Danger Force.
I will.
Which is the
I think she
spin-off
watches
of
Danger
it. That's
Force.
great. He writes on that show.
Oh,
He wants to keep his job there.
Is he writing on it now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 'cause she watches
Sit
Danger
her
Force.
down right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, she should. You
We
should
would
have her.
like- once COVID's
Bring-
excuse me once
Yep, once the thing-
once a
Great,
once
I'm
a
gonna cut that.
pancakes sorry once a pancake is flipped once that pancake's flipped then she can and
Comes to
people
set?
are on set again.
Yeah,
yeah
that'd be great.
Those,
That'd be
the
great.
live tapings
We
were
went. We
so
went to
much
a
fun.
Henry Danger one.
Oh,
and she
so much fun.
because my buddy
Because your buddy's on.
is
Yes.
Captain Man.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, so doing this, I think, is a good plan for them by going and they got to the root of it, the honesty at the end, where it's like, well, our competitors are doing it, so we need to do it because we're not just. It's like I think it's like WWE versus like WCW back in the day when it's like, yeah, we're doing everything, nobody's competing with us, and it's like, no, we're losing in the ratings now. We're not number one anymore, or we're not as powerful as we were. We have to change.
Yeah.
And that's
Well,
exactly what
this is the thing
they're
that's
doing.
sort of wild. Does it say they're not number one in the ratings
No,
anymore?
it doesn't say that yet.
Because I was
It
going to say,
doesn't
like,
say
the
that
truth
yet.
is, like, they're probably the only platform that's losing subscribers at the rate they are, but they're so massive that they're still probably in the
Fine.
lead.
They are, but it's still a loss is a loss.
But listen, read the tea leaves.
Yeah,
like,
right.
This is,
When
read the trend.
You can say we're still number one. Investors
Yes.
don't want to hear that. They want to say, well, yeah, but how are we growing?
Yeah.
How are we
Yes,
continue to grow?
that's right.
And the other thing that continuing on to the last part of this whole Netflix story is the password crackdown. That's another thing they want to do because everybody, and they even say it in the report at one point, yeah, they didn't care because they had all the subscriptions, they didn't care, but now they have to. So by basically what they're going to do is Netflix may have talked up the potential revenue stream of a password sharing crackdown yesterday during its earnings call, but actually implementing it, that's going to be a whole other story. So Deadline reports that in a Q&A conducted after with executives, they confirmed they began some light test launches over a year ago and just concluded a first big country test. A global solution, however, will take a while to work out the various logistics and so will require a year of iterating and deploying before it can fully implement, according to COO Greg Peters. Peters says the idea isn't to wipe out password sharing, but to charge people to do it. And so Netflix will be focusing more on revenue and subscriber accounts as opposed to individual subscriber numbers. I mean, again,
Bro.
they're just trying to do everything that they can to get a hold of this thing right now.
They use this effort and time to solve world hunger? Like, you guys spent hours on password sharing? Like, what?
Yeah.
You know what will stop password sharing? If you have more than one show people are coming back to. I feel like people are more likely to password share when they're like, oh, I just want to watch this
That
one
one
show on
show.
your
Yeah.
account. Because no one wants to screw up someone's queue. Like, I don't give my password to people who I know are going to watch hella shows
Yes,
because
yes.
I'm like, you're screwing up my queue now.
Yes.
Like, it's gonna recommend me something I don't want.
Just have
You
'em-
watch
have 'em-
one show, go ahead, girl.
I only share the only thing I actually there's one account I share.
Yeah.
It's Ellis's, right? There's one account
Okay.
that he gave me.
Okay.
But because I don't want to do what Steph just said,
Yeah.
I created my own account.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, my own profile.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I created my own profile. So when I go to it, I don't mess up his queue. I have my own profile because I don't want. He's gonna be watching Sesame Street.
So this
I
is-
just gave it
yeah.
what it was. But either way, it's the only one. The rest of I have for myself. But he back in the day, we would share that stuff all the time. But I was like, do you have HBO Max?
You're
He's like, yeah.
so happy he doesn't have a wife.
yeah.
I know.
You know what else? He's so happy he doesn't have
Yeah.
a wife. So
Yeah,
there you
seriously.
go.
He
Yeah,
watched
says
the
that.
dude.
He's gonna get
Did you see his
married.
post with the dude?
No.
He watched the dude for like 2 days, and he had great posts with the dude. They were,
Oh, I didn't
and I'll
see
tell you what,
that.
I don't
Did
know
you get
what
along
he
with
did.
Molly?
So Molly wasn't there for the 2 days
Oh,
that
okay,
we went
okay.
away. But so the dude his nuts grew in right pretty, and so we house trained
This is
him.
Kristian's son, by the way.
Yes,
We're all talking
the
about
dude.
Kristian had a baby during the
Yeah,
pandemic.
pug. But he
We've
was
been monitoring his balls. So.
Yeah. True. So he was pissing on like he was pissing it outside. We got him good, house trained and all that. But then his nuts grew in, and he's just like, "Oh, is that mine? I'm gonna piss on that because it's my territory. He doesn't shit in the house.
Oh.
Just like kind of like, oh, my nuts. I should piss on that, right?
Is that a thing when the nuts grow in?
Yeah. And it's like,
Huh.
and he goes, oh, this needs to be pissed on, right?
Yeah, this-
And it's like,
This is the one you want me to piss
Yeah.
on this slipper, right?
yeah, I'm gonna go.
I got
Yeah,
you.
I'm
Mine.
going to the bathroom. Take me outside. Okay, we're outside. Okay, good. This curtain, I'm supposed to piss on this, right? And it's like, no, asshole, don't. And it's like, finally, so I tell Ellis, I go, look, he's been pissing here and there, so just be careful. Keep an eye on him. So for 2 days, pissed on anything? Nah, nothing.
Not that he found.
That's what I said. That's what I told Sadie. I said he's gonna find puddles of piss everywhere.
Yeah.
But he said no, nothing. But I will say this: he comes back. Haven't seen him do it once.
You know
Hasn't
what?
done it once.
I wonder if he smelled Molly all over the
Yeah.
house.
And maybe
he
that
was
was it.
He
I
was
don't
like,
know. But
oh,
he
this
came
isn't
back.
mine.
But he came
I
back
can't.
here, And he's been an angel lately.
Mark probably
the pug whisperer.
You don't know what happened.
He beat the piss out of him.
Yeah.
You see the Dexter side of Mark.
Check for bruises,
Yeah,
man.
right, it's true. It's a different dog. It's not even. It's not even a
he
dude.
switched it up. Yeah,
tell
I
you
thought
about-
his neck looked a little fatter. Actually,
You want to talk about switching up? How about Coinbase?
Hey.
That's what you got to do. Coinbase. You guys, if you don't know about Coinbase, you should know about it. I feel like Kate needs to know about Coinbase.
I sure do.
If you're crypto curious and you've thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency, but you feel a little overwhelmed, Coinbase makes learning to buy and sell simple. Now, I know to you it might feel like a secret or exclusive club, but Coinbase believes that everyone, everywhere, should be able to get in the door. Whether you've been trading for years or just getting started, Coinbase can help. There's a lot of coin, such base. If you've been following the cryptocurrency craze, now is the time to start getting involved. Coinbase makes it quick and easy to start your own portfolio and learn to trade like a pro. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy and sell and spend cryptocurrency. Millions of people in over 100 countries trust Coinbase with their digital assets. Whether you're looking to diversify, just getting started, or searching for a better way to access crypto markets, you got to start today. You got to start with Coinbase. For a limited time, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at Coinbase.com/bigthing. You got to sign up at Coinbase.com/bigthing for $10 in free Bitcoin. The offer is limited though, so be sure to sign up today. That is Coinbase.com/bigthing. Do it and let the English see you do it. What's that from? Does anybody know? I've quoted it so many different times.
the Patriot.
The
Close.
Braveheart.
Braveheart.
Patriot games.
Braveheart. Did I? So the other thing that I reviewed it yesterday is the Northman.
Oh,
It's good, man.
is it?
It's really dark, but it's good.
Okay.
I want to see
You
it.
like dark movies?
Oh yeah.
And you like it?
Yeah.
It's really good. It's brutal. It's brutal, but
Do kids die?
Is that
so-
like your thing?
I can't.
yeah. So
I don't like
the
violence.
I don't. Well, if you don't like violence, then you definitely shouldn't see it.
I'll just close
She
my
said-
eyes.
You'll close your eyes for 85% of the
Yeah,
movie.
I do
Is there
that.
anything you can watch?
Yeah, I watch a lot of
You-
things.
you
No,
watched
I
Heat?
watch it
You watched
all.
Heat? Heat
Yes.
was violent?
No, if it's worth it, it's worth it.
Yes.
I'll watch it, but it does make me feel ill. Like
She just
if
answered
I-
you like asshole.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all,
If it's worth
I
it,
watch
it's
a
worth it,
lot.
twat.
I just
Yeah.
do it from this like a restricted view.
Oh,
but
you
like
can do violence.
torture. Like I'm talking
Yeah.
about like intense violence.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Right.
if someone shoots off someone's kneecaps, I'm like, bro, what?
So you-
I can never
yeah,
get
you
the
can't do
image out of
that.
my
Yeah.
head.
You know what? So
'Cause
I'll
I
go
also
back
feel
to.
it in my teeth. Yeah.
So I've got issues. I can admit
Okay.
this.
No
Okay.
way.
The other day, no way.
She said,
No,
"No
way.
way."
So
I don't
this,
believe
this
it.
happened once before, years ago, when my daughter was my oldest used to watch The Lion Guard.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she'd watch The Lion Guard. You know what I would watch after seeing all the lions and the zebras all walking? I would watch zebras get eaten by crocodiles afterwards. That's
You
what,
like nature shit?
Yeah, that's messed up.
nature's. But I would watch. But then the other day I was like, oh, you know what? I haven't watched a zebra get eaten in a long time. So the other day I turn on YouTube and my wife walks in. She says, "What are you watching?" I go, "Oh, nature stuff." In full mode, going, I'm just here to watch the zebras get eaten.
Oh, my-
And because they're so stupid, the zebras.
yeah, they are. They're
There's-
vicious too.
The zebras.
The men eat their young.
Well, they're idiots because
Yeah.
they're trotting through the water.
love animals.
And I got to tell you, I do too. And I just went to the San Diego Zoo, and it was a blast.
The best.
It was great. And I think zebras are beautiful creatures, but they're dumb as shit. And
Yep.
like when it's trotting across, you gotta
They
see,
are. I'm with you.
this one that I watched. I thought I'd seen one before, where this and people are probably gonna now YouTube this, and they're gonna be like, oh, what is wrong with you? There's the one that I watched in the past was this zebra who's trying to get away, and an alligator or a crocodile gets him, or gator or whatever, gator gets him,
Yeah, some sort of.
whatever,
Yeah.
and it's fighting its way out, and it looks like it's gonna get out, and he's just like, I got out, but he didn't get out. His intestines fall out on the floor, and he just goes, and they go up and they eat him, and he like it's like, oh, because the woman table like, oh, he made it out, and it just fall. It's like toast, like all that fight for nothing. And I thought that one was bad.
Yeah, that's another
So-
thing Disney Plus has. Is all of these.
yeah,
Not Geo.
This was YouTube because these were like
Oh.
the extreme ones.
Oh yeah, because
And
I was
then
like, I haven't seen
you're not,
this.
you're
kind
not
of
going to see
footage.
that on Disney. And then this one that I saw, I'm like, I thought that one, the one I told you.
Yeah.
This like it was a younger zebra, not a baby, but a younger zebra,
Mm-hmm.
as walking through, it's like a field day for the gators, like because the zebras they had to cross.
Oh yeah.
So here come the gators. It's like it's like me at a bar going to like McDonald's at 2 a.m. Like,
it's just gonna happen.
Or Taco Bell. Just come on. What else you got? And so the gator goes for the one, and the one's like, oh, okay, I can get out of this, and it grabs its leg, and then 4 more flank it from the side. Kate, it eats its face. No! Its face is hanging off, and it's still alive.
Yikes!
And it's got half a face.
The will to survive.
And I'm like, should I turn it off? And I can't. I got to see if it makes it out with half a face. And of course it doesn't. It drowns and dies. But I'm like, maybe it can make it with a half a face. And it's and it does not make it. And it's brutal. And then what do I do after that? Do I turn it off and put on something else? No, I put on the top 10 craziest gator attacks. And now there's lions getting out of the way. The lions made it out. A gator caught a cheetah, monkeys.
Gators trying to get a lion. Come on, gator, get real.
The lion, though. So I'm telling you, I'm obsessed because the lion was eating a hippo. There was a hippo that had died, and the lions were.
Oh yeah, because the hippos are, I think, the fiercest.
Yeah, they're pretty. Well, there was one where the zebra was getting bitched by a bunch of hippos too. There was one too.
Hippos
but I'm telling
you,
you can go down a rabbit hole with these things.
Yeah,
but so the hippo was dead, and the 2 lions are in the water eating it, and then a gator snaps at it, and the lion's like, "What the fuck, dude? I'm trying to eat."
Yeah.
And then, but he comes back, and this time the lion jumps on the hippo, and he's like, "No," and then he gets the hell out of there, and he escaped. The lion is it's going to be. I've seen lions try to attack elephants.
Yeah, lions are cocky.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah,
I like
no fear.
You can go down. But anyway.
No, it is fascinating.
Yeah.
Kristian and I have the same taste in things. I
say
swear
this,
to God.
I'm giving all of these animals like pathologies. You're like, oh yeah, no, lions are fucking cocky. No, zebras. Let me tell you, I know about them zebras.
That's it.
Straight up, my new thing is whales. Unbelievable hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. I saw a video last night. This guy, it was at TikTok, and I'm pretty sure it was fake, but it was scary as hell. So this guy, he's paddling, and he goes, "Was that a shark? Why is it following me?" And then it's got the robot voice. "Why is this shark following me?"
Oh,
and then he pops off, and he goes, "Oh, it's a dolphin." And he goes under the water and zooming forward is like this great white shark going right at him. I think it's fake. I'm pretty sure it's fake, but it's terrifying. It was terrifying.
But also, do sharks want to eat you if
No.
they don't smell the blood?
Yes.
Don't they have to smell blood?
They'll try it.
Oh.
Everything's a prey for a shark.
I love how Steph is like the new Steve Irwin.
It will be so.
And you're vegan. This is why.
I'm not full. No, I'm not vegan.
Vegan?
I eat mostly vegan or pescatarian. But
Vegetarian or
all in
vegan?
London, I ate
vegetarian,
meat.
sorry. Oh, you
because
did.
it was just too difficult to.
Yeah.
It's not the same. And I
No.
wanted to really eat what everybody was
Yeah.
eating in every city.
When in Rome.
Yeah.
You
No,
might
but
as
I would
well.
love to do a new animal show, but maybe high animal show. Whoa, you see that lion, bro?
100%. But did you? And then I still cannot go to the zoo and not laugh when a honey badger shows up.
Oh yeah.
Remember that video?
Fuck.
Oh, it's the best.
Of course.
My wife and I were laughing our ass off. My kids were like, "What are you guys laughing
that
at?"
was a classic.
It's the best.
It was a classic.
Look at that little dog.
Yeah.
was the
That's why
best.
I can't help but laugh when a little naked baby shows up dancing. That's
Oh,
why
yeah.
You guys remember
Oh,
that?
speaking of which, how dated and bad is Saturday Night Live? Did you see the?
No, I don't watch. I haven't watched.
So Saturday Night Live last week, I think, and who Izzo is that the
Lizzo.
Lizzo.
Lizzo, yeah.
I think she's a very good singer,
Yeah.
good performer, not a great actress.
In the sketches and stuff.
No, you.
Oh, they had the
so-
musical guest
Yeah.
as the host.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so Sadie and I were like, you know what it felt like? It felt like watching an open mic comic.
That's
Just
a
like trying out, or
Yeah.
or like a room 5, where we used to go and someone who's just starting out. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying anything. It's not what she does. She's
Yeah.
a singer. She's an
Like
entertainer.
Ellis, watching Ellis.
100%. But she wasn't. But she wasn't the one. She was trying her. It wasn't like she was trying, and not, you could just tell it just wasn't
And
her.
also, that's the writing and directing too.
Right,
Yeah,
but they do this thing where, and maybe it's just an old bit that they kept doing, but they remember the Six Parks old man with dun, 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 dun,
Yes, yeah.
They did that
No.
character
No.
like this is my grandfather.
The Vanga bus?
And he comes out and it's like, this is
it's
who
like
my.
no one remembers that.
It's like, what? Like, what are we doing? Like, we might as well bring in Hans and Franz. Like, what are you doing? It
yeah,
was like,
I gotta watch that.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Northman.
Back
So
to-
to answer your question,
Children.
there,
Children.
yes.
This is when
Yes,
stuff's like,
It's
children. are
hard, but in
they're
a way,
fucking resilient.
but not like in a way.
Will to
I don't know. It's hard to. Yes, there is, but it's
the
like,
roundaboutness is.
but I'm trying to.
I'll tell you what, I can't. What's going on in another
I know.
country right now? I can't.
I know.
I
It's
can't
but
watch
it's
the
not.
news.
It's way more graphic on the news is what I'll say.
Also, Manchester by the Sea.
Oh, brutal.
Is it dark that
Brutal.
way?
So
Ooh, he didn't say no.
No.
immediately.
I mean, not in that way. Emotionally, that movie Manchester by the Sea is so like not in that way. Like
Also,
no,
by the way,
no.
we can all just say, if that happened to us, if we were Casey Affleck's
Yeah.
character, we kill ourselves.
It's very hard. It's very hard to see how you. I mean, it was.
How do you keep going? You don't get up in the morning.
It was that movie. Did you ever see that movie?
see that?
Steph?
No.
Oh, brutal. Great movie.
His child died.
He's responsible for it.
Oh,
3,
Yeah.
4,
Yeah.
3 of them
Oh.
burned
Yeah.
the house down
on accident.
with all of them in. Only the wife got out.
On
Who stopped being his
accident?
wife? Yeah, because he was drunk out of his mind and he didn't put the fire grate out.
He walked down
And
the
he
street.
walked down the street.
Yeah,
he
you
went
kill
down to the
yourself.
packy. Yeah, you kill yourself.
But,
You kill
but
yourself.
it was anyway.
I was like, how is this movie happening? This guy would have absolutely offed himself.
But this movie though, so the movie, what it's about, it's essentially it's Macbeth, but
Yeah.
it's actually inspired by the story that inspired Macbeth.
Okay.
And it's or Lion King for people, you know, it's the young king whose dad is murdered by his uncle, and then he's got to
Awesome.
goes out and he's got to come back and
save
get his
the-
revenge.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
Alexander
this is the
Skarsgård-
one with the scar. Oh,
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
Yeah, Alexander.
Oh hell
Skarsgård.
yeah, I'm watching this movie.
And I'll tell you, Nicole Kidman is in everything,
Yeah.
and she's in this. So when she shows up, I'm like, what? And my wife and I just had the conversation. We're like, what is she not in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
She's in
killing
everything,
it.
but she's in everything, and it's like, is it overkill?
Is she
She's
any-
great in this movie.
She is, because
Great.
I got to tell you, the last couple of things I've seen her in, I think in the fact that her face looks a little scary for me. Like I
think,
wish
are
that
you
she had
going off the
expressions.
Lucy one though?
I'm not going off the Lucy one. I'm going
did
off
not
of
like
the
that movie.
Undoing.
Oh, that movie, that show was so good.
The show was good, but she was not. My girl Lily was fantastic in that
Undoing the
show.
ending was terrible, though.
Oh,
I think
love
the
that
ending
one.
was
That's
terrible.
only Hugh-
that's Hugh
Grant, right?
Yes.
The
But she
ending?
also was
You
like,
like the ending?
Yeah.
she's like
Oh,
supposed
so
to be a
bad.
New Yorker. She's supposed to be like
Yeah.
she's supposed to be like an Upper East, and that
Did you see
fucking
the fashion?
Australian accent that comes
Did you see
through.
the fashion? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the fashion was unmatched.
All right. Well, you know what else is
Truly.
unmatched? I'll tell you right now. What else is
Coinbase.
unmatched? That's not
Oh, nope.
close, but it's Athletic Greens, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
Have you
you.
not had Athletic Greens yet?
No,
You should.
This is actually what I need.
Have you not have Athletic Greens?
No.
Especially doing the show with Brett, and he hasn't talked your ear off
Wow.
about it. Oh,
he
Kate,
doesn't love me.
Kate, it really like Athletic Greens to me is it changed me.
Can my children eat it?
It is, yes, it is. So it is. If you guys didn't know what it is, I've been talking to you about it. I've been using it every day now, and I started taking the Athletic Greens honestly because Brett wouldn't leave me alone about it, and I finally said, all right, I'll try it out because I didn't have a lot of time for vitamins, but I wanted better gut health, I wanted more energy, I wanted an optimized immune system, and I really didn't like taking pills, I didn't like taking vitamins, but I wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I wanted to see what the hype was about. And I've been taking it, and I took it when I was in San Diego. Oh man, pep in your step, and you take it right before a meal, and it's actually really good. And a lot of times these supplements, you're like, oh, I gotta just power this stuff down. It's yummy, and with one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source, superfoods, probiotics to help you start your day right. The special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy. It recovers focus, all of the things. I do it because, like I said, I was never a big vitamin person. There were just too many of them. I didn't know what to take. This is it just helps me, gets me going. And it's actually really tasty. I thought it was going to be terrible. And Brett's like, I'm telling you, it's like a fruity taste to it. You're going to like it. And I took it with me when I went to San Diego. You can have the full vat of it, but you can also have like the traveling packets, and they give you a bunch of them. And so it is lifestyle friendly. Like Steph, you're a vegan or dairy-free or gluten-free, it's great. And it contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no nasty chemicals, nothing artificial, and it tastes good. It supports mental clarity and alertness. And it costs you less than $3 a day. You're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit. You're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 five-star reviews. It's recommended by professional athletes. And right now, it is time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just 1 scoop in a cup of water every day, and that's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look over for your health. I pour it into a water bottle. I pour some water into it, and shake it up. Done. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packets with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/big-thing. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/big-thing. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. I love watching Kate listen to me on these. Like Steph's usually texting when I'm doing the ads, but
I'm like,
that's not
Kate,
true.
I was like remembering. I'm like, okay, athleticgreens.com.
Yes,
/
you usually get the sponsors, and they usually love it.
You know what I was doing?
I'm
I was
wearing my
Googling
cuts.
them.
You were Googling Athletic Greens?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Let me
That's
see.
usually what I'm-
Show me your Google search, you fucking liar.
She said, yes.
I thought you said you're a bad liar. You are a bad liar. I just caught you in your lie.
She's like,
Googling them.
warthogs
Liar.
are known
I'm
liars.
Googling
And-
them.
It's just
That's what I'm
she just
doing.
watched 7 alligator attacks while I was doing that ad.
I was literally like, is there an alligator?
Can a zebra do
Focus.
Athletic Greens to
Yeah.
get away from
No,
the alligator?
they need it.
They do need
need
it.
Can I ask
True.
you an honest to God
Yes,
truth?
yeah.
Does your poop get funny?
No, from Athletic Greens?
Yeah.
No.
All
I'm
right.
telling you, Kate,
My poop already is funny.
well, maybe it'll get, I don't know, maybe it'll make it funnier.
Maybe it'll make it funnier.
Yeah, so it was either
Tell
way.
me jokes every day.
All right, now, I do want to talk about something that I'm not really normally.
Is
don't,
it my poop?
No, it's not your poop.
Oh. Is it
today,
my
but
eye
I'm
twitching?
not normally someone who likes to
2
talk
weeks
about
of
these
it.
types of things, but I think it needs to be talked about.
Oh, yeah.
Ezra Miller got arrested again, and so he was. Where the hell was he? Where is it?
He's in Hawaii
again.
again.
So he got arrested like 3 weeks ago. There was that thing that happened to him where they didn't really even necessarily explain what happened when he tackled that fan that one time, and nobody really said what that was all about. There was nothing about that. And then less than 4 weeks after being arrested for disorderly conduct at a bar in Hawaii, actor Ezra Miller has been arrested again in the same U.S. state, this time for second-degree assault. According to IndieWire, authorities responded to reports of an assault in Hawaii at a private residence. Miller reportedly became irate after being asked to leave and allegedly threw a chair, which struck a 26-year-old woman in the forehead, resulting in an approximately half-inch size cut. The actor was then arrested around 1:30 a.m. when they were located on the highway during a traffic stop. They were released at 4:05 a.m. after conferring with the county prosecutor's office pending further investigation. This comes less than a week after the release of Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore in cinemas, where Miller was in a key role and has been hit by controversies involving several key talent involved in that franchise. There's more controversy. What was more?
I think
what
it
else
was just that
happened?
Johnny Depp got removed from the franchise, right?
No, I think that there was more.
Oh, there's something
Let's
else
have to
come
look
out?
that up too. God.
Yeah, they
Miller-
removed the main actress girl because she disagreed with JK.
Yes. That. Okay, so if that was I thought it meant with him in general. That I knew about. Miller also led the studio's The Flash film project, which has already been filmed and is slated to premiere in cinemas in June. For now, there's been no planned changes to the scheduling of that film. Okay, so like I said, I'm not normally. I don't love to talk about these stories. I like to go more so into the actual films themselves and things like that. But this is something that just it's disturbing to me. Because what you see on Twitter is that everybody just kind of pounces on. I'll start by saying the behavior is terrible. Everything that has happened over the getting arrested 3 weeks ago, getting arrested now, it's terrible. But there's clearly something going on with this guy mentally. He is not well. Now, whether it is something that is happening with him on as far as emotionally or mentally or whatever it is, the kid needs help.
Yeah.
He should not be running around in Hawaii just loose. His loved ones, the people who are working with him, they should. It's easier said than done, but it is easy to crucify someone on their actions right away and saying, how horrible a person they are and this and this and that. And a woman was injured from his actions. Get him off the street.
Yeah.
He needs to talk to someone.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know what's happening with the kid. I just feel that he's clearly in a place of peril at the moment.
Can we send Denzel Washington in? Honestly,
at this point, yeah, it's like, but that's the type of thing that I think that this is a conversation that's like his loved ones need to be around him and have conversations with him. And I think that it's just when I'm looking at the internet and it's just like, where as people have we lost our empathy? Like, and I'm not talking about the empathy of saying, "Oh, that's okay, he should be able to do it." No, what he did was wrong, horrible, and he should pay for, and he should be, and he should lose jobs.
There's no room for nuance and thought. Like, two truths can be true. What he did was fucked up, and what he's been doing is fucked up. He also is seemingly fucked up, and we should care about that. It's like the way the prison system doesn't work in a lot of ways, because we're not rehabilitating behaviors, we're just punishing, and the internet acts as a form of punishment without any rehabilitation, and that's not useful to anyone. And I think in a way to make him continue working and ride the wave of his initial popularity with The Flash and the original Fantastic Beasts, they've made it so he can't do any press because his bad press won't stop. And it's like, I think it would just be better. He's still young. He's an excellent actor, or they're still young, to just take a break.
Needs help.
Yeah.
And look at Shia LaBeouf.
I was just about to say him.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf is somebody I think that is... And I go off of where, and I think that everybody's guilty of it. You make judgments of people that you don't know, and that you don't know at all, and you say, like, not knowing what Shia LaBeouf went through. I used to hate Shia LaBeouf and his actions.
Same.
And then something changed, and I think it was actually after. It's funny
Honey
enough.
Boy.
It was after. No, it was before Honey Boy. It was when that video of "Just Do It" when that came out. For some reason, I thought it was one of the funniest videos ever, and I loved it. And I loved his enthusiasm. But I listened to him more and learned more about his story, and I started to have more compassion and empathy towards him, and also acknowledging a lot of really bad shit that he did in his past, and still has done.
Yeah.
But I still like there's things that I still want to say, because like my brother who passed away went through a lot of shit, and I feel like I wouldn't just, oh yeah, fucked up. Like, I do think that Ezra Miller should probably not be working right now.
Yeah.
And not just for the punishment side, although that's part of it. You can't act like that and then just get, privileges and get to do what you want to do. No, you can. You got to answer for your actions. And I think that it's also as a business, on the business side of things. If you're on Warner Brothers and you're saying, here's this kid and we had this movie on him and everything too. It's like, yeah, but it seems to be continuously happening. For business wise, we got to cut ties. And that's business, and people don't understand that. And I've had to gone through that in my life. People have gone through it, and it's like people don't understand it. They go, "Oh, you should have done this. You should have done that." You don't know on the business side of things. That's business. Now, on a human side of it, I do think that if you care about your star and you care about what it is, find out what's going on with this motherfucker.
Get that kid.
Find out what's going on with him and help him out, because he shouldn't be working on The Flash. He shouldn't be working on these other movies, and he shouldn't be running around in Hawaii anymore. After 3 weeks after he gets into one thing, he gets arrested again. He's in serious trouble right now.
I suspect there's substances involved.
I bet you're right.
I'm not trying to demonize substances, because we know I use them all. But I'm just saying, I feel like
no, definitely. I have family members who are addicts. I've been with addicts. It's in line with addictive behavior for sure. When you don't have answers to someone's erratic behavior and there's violence involved, or even when he's done videos where it's like, what the fuck are you even saying?
Right.
Yeah.
It's something is off chemically.
Something's off right now, and I really hope that he gets he's a very talented actor, and I really hope that. The last thing you want to do is hear that he did something else and he winds up getting himself hurt, killed.
Well, and also, you would know this, second degree assault, just because of your parents being in law enforcement, but second degree assault means he wasn't intending to, he wasn't purposely
there was no motive.
No, he threw it. He went. He probably had a fit of anger, threw a thing in the thing, hit her in the head, and then.
So what I'm saying is right now it's second degree, but then it's going to be first degree.
100%.
That's what happened to Shia.
He just can't control himself right now, and I think that again, making it very clear that you pay for your actions.
Yeah.
That's a given. You got to pay for your actions.
Yep. Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you just write people off
That's
like
right.
loved ones should care. Loved ones should step in. People who work with them should step in and don't just write the guy off. See what the hell's going on.
No,
with the guy.
yeah. I always say that, especially like having been with an addict. Like if there's a difference between fans and friends and blood or family. Like you can't, from speaking from experience from family members, it sucks, and it sucks to love someone who's an addict. You can't let go of them though.
Yeah.
You have no
No.
idea what's gonna happen. You can't let go.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
All right. So, and once again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and hit the like. All right. So, the last story of the day before we get the hell out of here, ladies and gentlemen.
Is it the way I smell?
I don't smell anything.
You reek.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, when you get laser,
Yeah.
you can't put deodorant on for 24 hours.
I don't think I follow that rule.
Well, doesn't matter. Ben and Matt are
I
doing
should.
something again together.
I
guys.
really should.
Do you want to hear about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right. They're reteaming for a Nike movie. What does that mean?
What does that
Is
mean?
is it the? I'd be very interested if
Is it
it's
the
a
Phil
big-
something story?
I wonder if let's see. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon are set to reteam for a drama a drama feature revolving around iconic sportswear giant Nike that has been set up at Amazon Studios, Skydance Sports, and Mandalay Pictures. Both will star, and Affleck will direct. Oh, that's cool. Well, which is currently untitled and is set in the mid-'80s, and Damon will... Stop this. Damon will play Sonny Vaccaro, a maverick sneaker salesman who led a fledgling running shoe company called Nike in a long-shot effort to sign on the most transformative athlete in the history of sports to endorse their product, Michael Jordan. Affleck's going to portray Nike co-founder Phil Knight.
That's
there you
what I
go.
was trying to
In the
think of,
story, which follows how the endorsement, seemingly impossible at the time, would become the most significant. I can't even say it. Significant. Thank you. Relationship between an athletic brand and an athlete, and launched a global, multi-billion-dollar contemporary sneaker industry. Jordan himself is a mythic figure hovering above the movie and never seen.
Oh, bummer. I was wondering.
But that's all right, though. In the film, Sonny tries to reach him by gaining access to those close around him. Alex Convery wrote the original script, which was original Air Jordan, and made the 2021 blacklist on Best Unproduced Screenplays. Wow. Affleck and Damon are doing a new pass on the script and will produce that. This is pretty great. This is great. This is great. This could be their David Fincher Facebook movie. This could be the Social Network.
I
that'd
do
be
wish
awesome.
Michael B. Jordan was playing Michael Jordan. I'm just
And
going to say,
hilarious. Too small.
Yeah.
You know what?
Too small.
Bulk him up.
No. Too
Also,
too
like,
small.
not the same skin tone, like, just
He's
so
just too,
off.
He's just too
Same name. You guys are missing the point.
missing the point. But I love this idea that having them reteam, but speaking of we just look bouncing off that story we were just talking about with Ezra Miller. Look at Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck
Facts.
has been in many different times in his life has been in peril.
Yes.
And has people rallied around him and come out of it, and has been very public about his abuse and stuff.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
But Affleck has been Downey went through it for a long time, and then Susan Downey kind of got him out. He was kind of got out, but Susan Downey kind of brought him around. As we know, has been clean for at least almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Awesome.
Affleck's been fighting back and
Yeah.
forth,
Yeah.
and then recently, I think within the last 2 or 3 years, 2 years really. Remember, when he went with that last movie he did that he directed, he was in the height
Tender
of
Bar?
No, he didn't. That was Clooney.
Oh.
Clooney directed that one.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was
you're
he
right.
started, but he's cleaned up at that point. The last one he directed, which I can't remember the name of it.
Way
was,
Out?
But
Way Back, I mean?
was that what it was called?
The basketball movie?
No, he didn't direct that one. He was in.
Oh.
So the one here, I'll bring it up. The one that he directed.
I'm like,
he directed.
Goodwill Hunt. Did
He
that
directed
help?
Gone Baby Gone, which is his first one, which is fantastic.
Okay.
Then he directed The Town, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Then he
fantastic.
directed Argo, which won Best
Yeah,
Oscars.
fucking
And then
fantastic. That's
I
right.
can't remember the name.
Wow.
People are screaming at me right now.
He's like more talented than I give him credit
I
for because he's
agree.
annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
I'm like,
annoying.
Yeah.
He said, let's see. I'll tell you.
I didn't. After he got picked as Batman, I was like, "Fuck this
Zebras, stupid.
And it's
Elephants.
Right. Well, let me tell you. So
Fuck you
let's.
up.
I'm going to tell you the
Ben
movie
Affleck,
because it's
annoying.
driving me nuts.
She knows it all.
The name of the movie was called. What the hell year was it? It was like 2000 and must have been
I was going to say it's your left eye.
Yeah,
That's
Live
what
by
I'm gonna
Night. Live by Night. Is the
Oh,
name
I
of it.
never even heard
Never
of
heard
that.
of
It's
it.
not a
Never heard
good
of it.
movie. It's
Okay.
not a good movie. And he was going through his stuff at the time. Like he really was. And I think and then now he looks to be cleaned up, doing stuff well. And I'm very excited to hear that he's directing this, especially working with his buddy. and
Yeah.
they're writing it. So to
Yeah.
reteam and do this seems pretty exciting. You guys
Yep.
down?
Totally. I also I've been to Eugene, Oregon, which is like the headquarters of
Yeah.
Oh
Nike.
yeah.
It's a special play. Like the Oregon Ducks play there. It's like everything. It's Nike everything. It
It's
is
so
wild
cool.
to think of a time before Nike. Although I
Right.
did love the Jared Leto Prefontaine movie. Wasn't that called Pre or Prefontaine? Remember that?
Oh no, I didn't
A billion
saw it.
years ago. And it's about him. It's about.
Did he have a prosthetic in that too?
He did not.
Do you have an Italian
He did have a
accent?
very bad Italian accent.
Okay,
the whole
good. Yeah,
time.
yeah.
No, but it was about Nike becoming a thing. It was
Okay.
like he was the first running sneaker. Was Prefontaine sneaker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I love
Anyway.
that sort of. I love origin stories.
well, this was a good
This is
origin
my
story because we
villain
did a lot.
origin
We did a
story.
lot of stuff here today. We
We did
talked
a
about a
lot.
lot. It was good. So, and for you guys that didn't know, I already told you that Sith Council is now available on the Big Thing podcast feed, and this show is obviously available on the Big Thing podcast feed, whether it's Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere. Podcast friend. Very important for you guys to go on over there and subscribe to those feeds because it helps us out tremendously. It helps us get great sponsors like Coinbase and Athletic Greens. So please go over there and check that out. Other than that, please check out Steph Sabra and go over to the World Girls, Kate Mulligan. Check her out. A great follow on Instagram. A lot of fun over there on the Instagrams. So go and check that out. And that's about and the TikToks.
I love your TikTok.
Thank you.
you.
She's
Oh.
okay. She's
Yeah, who was that for? We
You told me your title.
You told me the Argyle.
You show me
Okay?
the Argyle, and I will see you guys some other time. Thank you guys for joining us on the Big Thing. We appreciate you. Shoes and beans.
Argyle.